5 on your side at 10 starts now.
Today was a chilly start to the weekend. Tomorrow's not much better with highs in the low 40s, but big improvement is on the way. I've got your full forecast coming up.
Running towards danger. Tonight, a firefighter's helmet view in a battle against the flames that displaced a St. Charles County family. Our top story, a daring military operation.
This was one of the most stunning, effective, and powerful displays of American military might.
Leaves Venezuela in U.S. hands tonight, sparking celebrations among many Venezuelans.
We feel we are starting the right steps to freedom.
And protests from President Trump's detractors. Good evening, I'm Melanie Johnson. Robert Townsend has the night off. Just hours ago, the plane carrying Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro and his wife arrived in New York. Chris Pallone has the latest tonight to the surprise military attack some are celebrating and others are calling illegal.
Tonight, Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro is in New York in federal custody hours after a surprise early morning U.S. military raid on his compound in Caracas.
Late last night and early today, at my direction, the United States Armed Forces conducted an extraordinary military operation in the capital of Venezuela.
The Pentagon says President Trump gave the order to arrest Maduro just before 11 Friday night. Troops from 20 military bases and 150 U.S. aircraft took part in the mission, which saw an elite strike force arrive at Maduro's compound around 1 this morning.
This mission was meticulously planned, drawing lessons from decades of missions over the last many years.
The president says with Maduro deposed, the U.S. will run Venezuela indefinitely.
We're going to run the country until such time as we can do a safe, proper, and judicious transition.
Venezuela has the world's largest oil reserves.
We're going to be taking out a tremendous amount of wealth out of the ground, and that wealth is going to the people of Venezuela and people from outside of Venezuela that used to be in Venezuela. And it goes also to the United States of America in the form of reimbursement for the damages caused us by that country.
Venezuelans around the world taking to the streets to celebrate the end of Maduro's reign.
Everybody's just happy because everybody has been waiting for democracy and change in Venezuela.
But on Capitol Hill, congressional Democrats and some Republicans are demanding answers from the Trump administration about why they were kept in the dark. Many calling the military mission illegal.
Now they're saying they were going to occupy a foreign country, we're going to run it from the United States, and that we're going to steal their oil. In what world did this administration get any of that permission ever for them to do that?
Secretary of State Marco Rubio said briefing Congress before the attack would have jeopardized the mission to get Maduro. Chris Pallone, NBC News.
Maduro and his wife are expected to appear before a federal judge in the next few days. Tonight, your local lawmakers in Washington are weighing in. Missouri Republican Congresswoman Ann Wagner is applauding the Trump administration, saying, quote, "This is a just outcome for the people of Venezuela and everyone around the world who suffered due to Maduro's cruelty." Democrats like U.S. Senator Tammy Duckworth of Illinois are denouncing the president's actions, saying in part, quote, "Maduro was unquestionably a bad actor, but no president has the authority to unilaterally decide to use force to topple a government, thrusting us and the region into uncertainty without justification." Reaction is coming in tonight from the bi-state. 5 on your side's Reagan DeTrolio is hearing from Venezuelans who now call St. Louis home. Reagan.
Well, Melanie, some Venezuelans here in St. Louis say they're relieved their country is now free from Maduro's rule. One woman I talked with says she doesn't necessarily see his capture as a negative thing.
To us, this is not a war. This is part of what it needed to get done in order to pursue freedom.
A.D. Cavalieri is from Venezuela but lives in Chesterfield. She says the way some Americans see the U.S. airstrikes on Venezuela is different from how Venezuelans see it.
When we talk about a war and explosions and just invading Venezuela, to Venezuelans and to us, to our point of view, that is not happening.
I sat down with WashU Latin Studies lecturer Martín Mieja. Mieja says Saturday's events could lead Venezuela away from a socialist party.
I think it's too soon to call about the situation in Venezuela, but clearly it's a big step with what we hope is going to be a democratic path for Venezuela.
He was removed because of narco traffic, but not only narco traffic, it's everything that he has done throughout so many years in the government, right? And we're going back to the Hugo Chavez time. So it's over 25 years or more of suffering, people being kidnapped.
Here in Missouri, the St. Louis Democratic Socialists of America held a protest Saturday voicing against America's strikes on Venezuela. But Cavalieri says Venezuelans aren't protesting, rather cheering for an end to Maduro's regime.
But if you talk to family members and friends and everyone there, most of them, they're going to tell you, we want this over. If you ask me, how do we see it as a Venezuelan community? We see it in a positive way, but it's still a lot that needs to be done.
Reporting in St. Louis, I'm Reagan DeTrolli.
Cavalieri says she hopes Venezuelan activists like Maria Corina Machado take the necessary steps to lead the country on the right path. She also hopes anyone in Venezuelan jail right now for political reasons is released immediately. Melanie?
Thank you, Reagan. Right now, St. Louis police are investigating after a person was hit and killed in North St. Louis. This happened about 2 hours ago at the intersection of North Florissant and Hebert. Police say the driver stayed on the scene. We're working to get more information right now. New tonight, a large police response at Dave & Buster's in Earth City. Here's what we know. Within the last hour, Maryland Heights police told 5 on your side officers responded for a large gathering of teenagers. They say the crowd dispersed after officers arrived. No arrests were made. Tonight, the Wentzville Fire Department is giving us the firefighters' point of view of battling a house fire. Take a look at this video. This video was recorded overnight on Glengarry Drive. Large flames are seen shooting from the garage and the second floor and attic. Everyone inside was evacuated safely. No one was hurt, but the home sustained major damage. The cause is under investigation tonight. Tonight, 2 more businesses in the Del Mar Market District announced they're closing up shop 7 months after the May 16 tornado heavily damaged the area. Steve's Hot Dogs and the Fountain on Del Mar will close on January 10th. Hospitality group Hustle, which owns both eateries, says reconstruction proved to be too much for daily operations to continue. The announcement comes just 2 days after Union Studio Gift Shop announced it would not reopen. Olympic excitement is building, and St. Louis is on the cutting edge.
U.S. figure skating is at its peak right now.
Your shot to see Olympic dreams be made, plus how a hometown favorite putting its twist on the competition. Market Street Memories, a fond farewell to our longtime home, as 5 on your side makes a bold move into the future.
A drought has overtaken pretty much all of the region, but the good news is rain is back in the forecast. I've got more details coming up next.
Welcome back. 34 days and counting until the Winter Olympics in Italy. And next week, the road to Milan goes through St. Louis. Team USA will be selected at the U.S. Figure Skating Championships at the Enterprise Center. With big names competing like Alyssa Liu, Jason Brown, and the ice dancing duo Shock and Bates, the event is expected to draw thousands of fans to town and generate an estimated $10 million for the region. They'll compete in the senior championships beginning Wednesday at the Enterprise Center. The juniors and novices will begin competing Monday at Centene Community Ice Center in Maryland Heights. Tickets are still available for sessions.
We have these great events come in. People have the idea, oh, it must be sold out, but there's still great seats. Obviously, Friday night with the women, that's January 9th. The women's event's the most popular one, so that has the most tickets sold, but there's still tickets in the upper level at Enterprise Center for that event.
We have a link to buy tickets at both Centene and Enterprise in the As Seen on TV section on KSDK.com. A free fan fest will be held next weekend at Winterfest in Keener Plaza. It runs January 9th through the 11th. The event will feature open skating sessions and lessons along the way with appearances by former Olympians Dorothy Hamill, Scott Hamilton, and Tinley Albright. A St. Louis best Build-A-Bear is joining in on the excitement by putting a hometown twist on a figure skating staple. It's a tradition for fans to shower the ice with stuffed animals after a skater's performance. Build-A-Bear will be on site to make a sell U.S. figure skating's first ever plush and tossy. 5 on your side is your home to the Winter Olympics. The opening ceremony is February 6th. The games run through February 22nd. And we're counting down to the Winter Games on the free 5+ streaming app. Watch our special on-demand 5+ free to download on most smart TV devices. Just search KSDK in your app store. If the studio walls could talk, tonight a look back at the broadcasting history here at our downtown home as we prepare for a big move tomorrow.
And we are currently within a La Nina advisory. It's expected to change, though, over the coming weeks. What's that mean for the rest of the winter? I'll answer that coming up next.
It's a bittersweet night here on 5 on your side. After more than 40 years, this is the final newscast from our Market Street studios in downtown St. Louis. We're moving about 5 miles west down I-64 to our new state-of-the-art content hub at the Highlands. That's the old arena site right across the highway from Forest Park. Tonight, Mike Bush reminisces about our time here at 1000 Market Street.
So as we get ready to leave 1000 Market Street, I just wanted to show you the studio and some of the stories I have. Behind me is our temporary set. It's not so nice, to be perfectly honest, but it's just a temporary set because we've been moving everything to the new building. But this is actually where the set was when I first got to Channel 5. We kind of covered up the newsroom behind me. You couldn't see the newsroom. And then we had 3 or 4 different iterations of that set. And when you come with me over here, we take a walk. This is Studio A. And when we walk here into Studio B, you can see that this has been mostly our main studio since about 2006, and it's been taken apart, and a lot of the stuff is being moved to the new building. But when I first started, what was in here was the Sally Jesse Raphael show. Remember, that was a national show, and Sally did it out of this studio. And this was also the place where we did Sports Plus. Right in this corner over here is where we built our set ourselves. We had to build the Sports Plus set ourselves because there was not a budget for it, and we wanted a Sports Plus couch to do the interviews. We built a little locker room set. We had some folks come in, paint a big wall green, and then our director at the time, Bob Clark, and I went downstairs and we found some old carpet remnants because the floor was just concrete and it didn't look too good on camera. And so we just brought up the carpet remnants. We didn't tell anybody, and we just built the floor for the Sports Plus set, and it went right over here. A lot of great memories, and definitely going to miss this place.
Mike Bush, a true legend. Our first newscast at our new Highland studio will be tomorrow night at 5. You can watch right here on 5 on your side and the free 5+ streaming app. And for more behind-the-scenes videos of our Market Street studios, download the 5 on your side mobile app. Tomorrow we'll start posting videos of our new home as well. If you don't have the app on your phone, just scan that QR code on your screen or search KSDK in your app store. Meteorologist Lance Blocker joins us now with the weather impact forecast. One last time, Lance.
Yeah, we got chilly conditions on tap for us here tomorrow, but we warm up next week, Melanie. Let's go and check it out right now. Across the area, we're in the upper 20s to lower 30s. You can see 28 degrees for us here. There it is, 28 degrees in town right now. Calm wind. We won't move from that much overnight tonight. In fact, we'll start out the day tomorrow in the upper 20s, partly cloudy skies, but we become overcast by the afternoon. We'll stay that way. Tomorrow's highs in the low 40s. Monday, totally different story. We warm up into the low 60s for us, not only Monday, but also Tuesday. Average high this time of year is 41 degrees, so we'll be a nice 20 degrees warmer than that. Our next chance of rain arrives on Thursday with this system. It's going to cut into our region all the way from northwest Mexico. The forecast models do not handle this type of a shortwave trough very well, so the timing is still somewhat uncertain. I was just looking over the latest data. It looks like it'll be more like Thursday night at this point. That is subject to change. We'll keep you updated on that. But if it does come in a little bit later, we could see this entire area here shift a little bit further back into Friday. We'll keep an eye on it. It's been drier than average. In fact, we're in a level 3 drought across the region. That's abnormal for a La Nina. We're currently in a La Nina. This is expected to transition over to a neutral phase. So normally when we see that, this type of orientation with the jet stream results in wetter than average conditions for us and cooler than average conditions to the north that sometimes meet in the form of snow for us. Over the next few months, we expect to see hopefully some improvement with this outlook, that level 3 drought in place. This is the rainfall / snowfall outlook over the months ahead for January, February, and March. Above average set for our region. Temperatures wise, near average across the area here as well. So we'll keep an eye on that. We could use the additional rainfall. Hopefully that verifies and we get some of that as we move from La Nina to a neutral phase. All right, so again for tomorrow, chilly once again. Basically the same as today. Add on a few extra degrees. You probably won't even notice it. Still chilly though, highs in the low 40s. Then into Monday we go again. That's the pick of the week, Monday and Tuesday. Partly cloudy skies, beautiful conditions, highs around 60. Then that next chance of rain arrives on Thursday. Again, we'll keep you updated on that next system, but it's dry until then.
Lance, thank you so much. Corey is next with sports.
Well, Jordan Bennington reminded everybody how good he is, and Mizzou basketball took on the defending national champs. The final sportscast from 1000 Market Street is on deck after the break.
This 5 on Your Side Sports Report is sponsored by FanDuel Sportsbook. FanDuel is now available in Missouri.
A few days ago, Canadian fans were not universally pleased with Jordan Bennington's inclusion on Team Canada for the Olympics. Today, Benner reminded them what he can do against the Canadians, the Montreal variety, that is. Jim Montgomery trying to get his club on a hot streak after yesterday's win, and the Blues would strike first. They force the turnover, and Cam Fowler finds Jonathan Bergeron, who buries his 5th of the season, 1-0 Blues. Time winding down in the first, but Jordan Bennington is a brick wall to keep the Habs off the board. It was a theme of today. Second period, Blues shorthanded. They're out on the break, though, and Robert Thomas hit some nifty moves and eventually nets the shorty, 2-0 Blues. Bennington was superb. He stopped all 25 Montreal shots for his first shutout of the season as the Blues win 2-0 and move within a point of playoff position. The numbers haven't been great for Benner this year, but Monty's faith in his netminder has never wavered.
Well, I think it's really important, not so much for Benner, because Benner's self-belief is unbelievable, but I think it's really important for people in the NHL to see that, you know, how good he is, and nothing has changed. Like, it's been us in front of him, not him.
You know, our top guys were top guys, and then all the way through we were steady and just contributing and playing together. So I think it's definitely good, and I think we're only going to get better.
Football Saturdays have turned to basketball Saturdays for college fans, and we have plenty of teams in action around the region today, including a very interesting game down the road in Columbia. Big pieces back like Jaden Stone for Mizzou tonight as they took on the defending national champion Florida Gators to open SEC play. Exclamation point to end the first half. Big Trent Burns with the long 3 to tie it at 39 at the buzzer. Tiger fans in that building believe. Second half, Anthony Robinson with the steal, then finishes it on the other end. He had 19. Later, welcome back Trent Pierce. That triple put Mizzou up by 10. There was a lot of time left, though. Mizzou up 2, under 2 minutes left. And guess what? Pierce again from 3. Tigers up 5. Tigers up 3. Final minute, and Anthony Robinson banks in the 3. Are you serious? Hey, they'll take the bank. Gators still had a chance to tie it at the buzzer, but it doesn't go. Mizzou knocks off the defending champion Gators 76-74 to begin conference play. My goodness. Illinois taking on Penn State at the famed Palestra in Philadelphia. Illini in control pretty much all night. David Mirkovic gets the steal. Running the break. Feeds it to Zvonimir Ivasic, who slams it home. Illinois up 10 late when Kylan Boswell hits the tough triple. He had a game-high 18 points as the Illini beat Penn State 73-65. Brian Baroni's SIUE squad hosting Morehead State. Look at this shot from Jack Campion in the corner. That put the Cougars ahead at the halftime buzzer. Morehead State took a late lead though and then blocked a last-second game-winner attempt from the Cougars. With half a second left, SIUE could not get a shot up, and Morehead State shocks the Cougs with a 73-72 win. Lindenwood hosting Southern Indiana out in St. Charles. Watch as big Robert Lewis going to come and clean this one up with a putback slam. ISU had a shot to tie it at the buzzer, but they're going to come up just a little bit short as Lindenwood gets the home win 83-80. A week from right now, some of the best high school basketball in the country will descend on Highland, Illinois. It's the 34th Highland Shootout, and it's expected to be sold out once again. One of the highlights, Mizzou commits Scotty Atkinson and Jason Crow Jr. will face off in the nightcap. Crow's team is coming all the way from California to play this game, and there's a reason teams want to play in this event.
When you come walk into our gym, and I've seen coaches, Chicago coaches, we had a team from Philadelphia a couple of years back who had the best player in the country. They walked in and they were shocked. They're like, what is this environment? And it's just jam-packed. It's basketball fans from all over come. It's not just that, but in the area. And that's kind of our selling point.
Well, on our final day here, it's hard not to think of all the great sportscasters who have worked in this building. So for Randolph and Jacober, Holiday and Bush, Weiner and Wingo, Hicks, Yates, and Cusimano, and all the others over the years, I am Corey Miller, and that will do it for one final sportscast at 1000 Market Street, everybody.
Corey, you're adding to that roster of amazing sports reporters, so thank you so much. Thank you. That's all of our time for 5 on Your Side at 10. Our last newscast here on Market Street. Lance, thank you for closing it out with me.
Yep, we're excited about the new spot right down the road, so we're excited to still continue to serve you guys from here.
And we'll see you tomorrow night at 5 from our new home at the Highlands. Remember, we're always streaming on 5+. Have a good night from all of us on 5 on Your Side.